GSL.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the GSL Code A. Things are a little bit stressful for these two players who got Innovation, who's putting in eye drops right now on camera, up against his opponent. I'm waiting to be shown. It looks like Innovation may have actually gotten LASIK surgery recently. He's up against Hero from CJ Antis.
Yeah, going up against Hero here in the Terran versus Protoss. Yeah, it could actually be. Maybe he really got LASIK.
He's got those eye drop packs that people who do that have, so that was my guess. He did used to wear glasses, right? So I mean, I guess it's a possibility.
No, yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I'm happy I got it, and why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Well, first map is going to be Frost, a big 4-player map. Innovation shows some weakness to timings and aggressive all-ins, so we'll see if he can actually play a long game against Hero here. If his style can show. In Game 2, his very second game he played in this group, he played a late game against Zest and almost took it, but the Storms were too much for him.
Hero going up against Innovation. Hero already looking pretty intense. Innovation is usually calm himself, but like the problem for him really being that I don't think he thought himself being in the losers match here. He had to prepare for one single race, for one single matchup, and I feel that he's a little bit disappointed so far with how that group went. Taking a loss with an 0-2 is never easy. Now we're going into the losers match. Game 1 on Frost here at the GSL Code A. Innovation versus Hero, brought to you by Cullen Wolf.
Innovation versus Hero.
And Innovation starts at the top right. The Team Acer player here in red, falling to his first Protoss opponent with an 0-2, not winning a single map against him. Now it's time for him to prove that he can go to Code S, that he's able to take down Protoss player number 2 today. At the bottom right of the map, after a loss against Stark, we have for CJ Antis Hero. And Hero and Innovation have quite the history. They played in Heart of the Swarm several times against each other. And the thing is that in, like, I think 4 best-of-3s that they played, or 4 best-ofs that they played, Innovation didn't lose a single map to Hero. Innovation is currently 8-0 versus Hero.
Nice.
So that's a pretty amazing streak to have against the player. And that probably plays some mind games with Hero as well. But still. Yeah, every streak ends at some point, and Innovation looked a bit shaky against Zest.
Yeah, it's true. And Innovation definitely thinks about that. You know, as a commentator, as a fan, when you watch a bunch of games, you follow so many different players and so many different matches and so many different tournaments. But when you're Innovation, if somebody's beaten you 8 maps, you have not won a single time against them. You remember that.
It's the other way around.
Oh, it's the other way around. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, that's what I mean to say. If you said that Innovation has won all of the maps?
8-0, yeah.
Okay.
He's 8-0 against Hero. Sorry if I turned it down by something.
Oh, yeah. I was actually surprised to hear the opposite, and then, because you said his win, I mean, I know his win ratio is really good, so okay, yeah, no, okay. I was about to say that's kind of shocking in itself, but, yeah, so if you're Hero, then you remember every time you've played against this guy, it's in your mind, and you're going to be able to, you know, it's going to get into your head. It's going to affect your play.
It's going to mess with you definitely a little bit, and you have to just try to clear your head and just not think about it and play a normal game. So, right now on Frost is a pretty big map. Both of them are scouting, and they will find their opponent in the first scouting position. So, both of them here, I believe we are not finding ourselves in a position where one player scouts the other on the first and the other one goes into the wrong direction. That's always the most annoying part. But for now, both of them know exactly what's happening here. Innovation already scouted the early Nexus here. Double Reaper has started for him.
Yeah, Double Reaper, and he's going to come in and be able to verify what's coming up next.
And
he sees only one gas.
Yes, he's only one gas, and there's the second gas. And on the other hand, we have the probe already in the main base of the town player, just double-checking everything too.
Yeah, second gas coming up here, and yeah, the probe seeing everything as well. So the Double Reaper is going to be pretty annoying, but the core should be out pretty soon, and He just wants to scout with it, getting the extra information that he can. The SCV can also go around the map and see if there's any procs. He's going to kill his probe right away. That's really nice for him, and that means that Hero now knows, okay, my mothership core can't actually move across the map, or else I'm taking too much of a risk.
He didn't see the Nexus. He does not, sorry, the command center. He doesn't know that it has already started, so it's a bit annoying for him that he wasn't able to confirm that with his SCV. Sorry, with the probe. Of course, you're always going to assume that it is there, but it's just nice to know for sure. Now we have an early engineering bay too, and that is of course also going to help a lot with the missile turret against DTs, against like proxy Stargate, whatever there is, but at the same time with him already confirming there's a Nexus, this is a little bit less likely. It's just great to have that early on as a to just have like all the tools at your disposal, and of course the early +1 attack upgrade that we see all the often and has already been started.
Yep. Mothership core here gonna help deal with these zealots, but he sees the Twilight Council and he's already gonna get some kills, well at least one.
And is able to save both of the Reapers, nice.
Yeah. That's really nice for him, and this is just why so many Terran players will commit that extra gas to the Reaper, just to give those extra hit points to be able to force their way into the main base. And Blink is started. We'll see how much Hero wants to commit to this. I don't think he's going to commit heavily because he's already been scouted. But it's still a scary thing as a Terran player. If you ever see a Twilight Council, you have to be so careful.
It's always this annoying thing that Blink upgrade is not going to be bad for you in the long run. You always want to use that and want to get that. So you can just play very passive and focus on your economy as the Protoss player when your opponent scouted what's going on. But Innovation doesn't really know what's happening, so he's always in this weird spot where you kind of know what the tech path is, but you don't know, does he commit or doesn't he? So do I have to really get all of those additional bunkers? Do I have to crank out all the units that will help me to defend? Or do I just try to play now and focus on my economy as well, get those SV out, start a third base? And he's trying to double check that with the Reapers jumping to the main base and only one going down. So he sees those extra gateways being added, which already gives him a clue. And sees now that upgrade, but he sees that doesn't see Chrono Boost just yet.
Yeah, but he can pretty much assume with all these gateways now, up to 5 gateways being added, Hero is going to commit to this heavily. And Innovation needs to bunker up like crazy back at home. If he thinks this is if he thinks this is just a feign, if he thinks this is going to be a fake, he's totally misread this. And now obviously he adds the bunkers, one on the high ground, one on the low ground, actually 2 on the high ground here, just to be super safe.
He already had another one. I was pretty sure.
He has one at the natural.
That was probably the first one that he built that I saw. Then I thought he added a second one, which apparently he didn't. So we have him now with additional bunkers being built. That will put his bunker count up to 4. And let's see if Hero can actually break through there. Stim isn't done. Only halfway completed, but we have quite some Marauders and Marines. The danger is, of course, always a force field on that ramp.
I don't know if he's going to break through here. He's got so many Marauders, and
so
if
much DPS.
He's going to buy enough time with these SCVs for Stim to finish. We'll see. He's got a lot on the high ground here to defend. He just needs to make sure he doesn't lose this depot, for example. He's going to lose it, though. There's nothing he can do to save it.
Well, he can always attack with the Marauders here. I know the Time Warp is a bit dangerous, but at the same time, there's quite the force on that high ground, so you can use that.
Yeah, he actually didn't kill it yet, but he's going to get it. I mean, I can't imagine him saving this.
Well, he could just repair. SCV would be outside of the range, but he doesn't. He sacrifices it, and he already built a few additional ones in advance, so he's not going to be supply for too long. Just now a tiny little bit, 78 of 78, but another supply depot is already more than halfway done. The Stalker still sticking around, trying to go in, and there we have the mass repair. One Stalker goes down, and so far, Innovation with a very solid defense against Hero's aggression.
Yeah, he's already transitioning out of it. Starts the +1 armor, starts the Templar Archive. And he's basically just going to go into Archons with this, it looks like, with charge. So he's going to make this from a Blink Stalker all into a timing attack with Zealots in charge. He has a probe, it looks like, to maybe make a third Nexus, but with all the gateways he's adding, I don't understand why you would. Storm as well on the way. With Storm, I guess he's just going to take a third. He has to also keep units at home because he knows that Medivacs are going to eventually come out here. And then he's going to be pressured by drops.
Yeah, from an economy point of view, Hero is looking currently at a really nice income, but Innovation is very close with the Harvest account, and is usually not the best thing for a Protoss player to happen, since the extra mules will at any point then tilt the scales in favor of the Terran player, regarding the income at least, that is. This is a lot of production, all on one pylon, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great target for a drop later on.
And yep, there we have the Stim is ready. He doesn't use it just yet. Doesn't have Medivacs in the game, so he doesn't really want to do that. at least for now. So the Blink aggression really didn't pay off. So now he has to transition out, which he already started earlier. The bunkers have been salvaged since Innovation identified, well, I'm not going to commit. I already killed your forward pylon, so I'm going to be fine for now. And he must be feeling pretty confident. There's a big army, the +1 attack upgrade is done, Stim is done, on the way to get combat shield, +1 attack, concussive shell, all the upgrades for Bio that you really want to have there. And with him now completing the starport, he can also go straight for the medivacs. The first 2 are already in the game.
Yep. That one Marine leading the charge is trying to identify what he's up against. There's a big line of sight walker.
Yeah, and it's time for him to start dropping, to start to be a bit aggressive. That third base that Hero just started is, of course, one of the big vulnerable points in the Protoss player's game plan, so he can always try to force a cancel there.
He's got so much army and a big commitment to Hero on those gateways that he can't use, but Storm.
There, though.
Yeah, Storm is the big problem. He has so many gates to warp and reinforcements once the storms start dropping. If Innovation wants to commit to a fight, all those gateways he powered up earlier. Third base here. I don't think he can actually force a cancel. There's way too many stalkers. Don't forget they have Blink. He could chase.
That army, the gateway forces that Hero just warped in. That's so much that we have there. So I would be very surprised to see him completely commit to this, especially with only 2 medivacs. And one of them gets sniped. Really nice moves here by Hero. Chases Innovation back for now. Nice stutter step micro once again. Really good job here by Innovation, but I like that snipe. Hero's just trying to initiate a battle and trying to force Innovation to fight, but the Terran player, of course, against the High Templars, very reluctant to do that.
Yeah, that's a smart choice by him. One Zealot is over here hanging out just to see if Innovation makes his third command center a risky location. He's not doing that. He's making it in his main base on the high ground so he can just float it down. Very rarely is it actually on a map like this smart to make your command center at the third base on low ground, because if you have to get that canceled, then you're in a terrible spot. You lose so much time. And since the third base is so close to the main, why not just be safe and lift it? And then you can drop extra mules if you can't land it for a while. You can still produce the SCVs. So we have a ton of gateways still being added here for Hero. He's continuing his upgrades. And he's actually going to be way ahead of Innovation if he just continues to chrono boost. We're going to see one of those storm drops happening.
Yeah, storm drop toward that natural that we see for Innovation, and the Terran player is still moving out, trying to find an opportunity to go down on that third base and just burst in real quickly with a stim, snipe it down, and then immediately go and fall back. But there's no defense here, and that storm drop is going to do a lot of damage. There it is already. At the same time, we have a big fight there, and Innovation completely neglects his harvesters back at home. He loses 17 SCVs in the process.
Yep, so many going down, and he's trying to find a good engagement point here at the third base, but the overcharge is already there. There's several Templar with storms. One Archon is actually doing some damage over here. 16 kills in total. Oh my god.
That was ugly.
Down to 44 SCVs now is Innovation, and 2-2 is on its way. +2 armor is already complete.
They completely crippled his income. If you look at it, he is at 800 per minute against 1,600. Another good storm on the low ground. Hero landing some crazy storms here.
Yeah, Innovation having some real trouble actually getting in here. Zealot run by, checking again for that third base, and may actually just run quite literally into the natural of Innovation. Innovation's trying to find an angle where he can attack. He's like making a concave on the low ground to fight a high ground army because he has that vision with the medivacs, but
Innovation is just backing off here. He realizes that there's nothing that he can do, and those Zealots are doing, well, delaying that command center even a little bit further. So right now, the Protoss play is looking at a really good spot. So far, Innovation has never lost against Hero, but game number 1 is going very well for the Protoss play, even though he loses the War Prism here.
Well, this forward warping point means that Hero wants to be aggressive. He knows he has this upgrade window. He's going to be at 2-2 versus just 2-1 of Innovation. And well, in his eyes, 1-1. And actually, it is 1-1 right now. Here we go, +2 for Innovation.
Oh my god, those storms hitting so well. Another one going down. We have that huge upgrade lead as well. And even though the army supply is still in favor of Innovation, he is struggling quite a bit here. His army is low on hit points, and he's trying to move back. Now a few of the medivacs are being sniped.
Yep, Medivac's getting sniped here. He just wants a high ground vision so he can storm. He has like 5 or so storms in this army, and he's ready to drop them. He's going in. He goes in at the Immortals on the left side, tanking some of that damage. There go the storms. Innovation with a great concave here. Does he have enough to hold? It might be, well, just barely.
He's pushing it back. Those storms were pretty good though, to the left, to the right, at the top of the map. But still, everywhere where he is, the Terran player is ready with a few more units, and Innovation is just now trying to hunt down as many units as he can. He still has a supply lead in army supply, but it's just all those Immortals that take down even more Marauders right now. The SCVs are being pulled, and with those upgrades, the lead that Hero has, that's a lot of damage that Hero is able to dish out here.
Yeah, the army supply better for Innovation, but the composition better for Hero. This time he's going to be able to kill this and push it back, it looks like, but Zealots are going to turn him around here.
Can't escape, that's the big problem here.
The Archon doing so much damage to the worker count here. The worker count now down to 28 for Innovation. Make that 26. And he's going to lose even more here to the Zealots. And with the next round of Warpins, he can just keep harassing, continue the attacks.
The transition here, going straight into Colossi range is nearly done. The 3-3 is on the way. And there is not a single Viking in sight, so the only thing that Innovation can try to do is just use that stim button and burst in, maybe kill one of those Colossi before they do too much damage. He doesn't even know that there's a transition happening, and we have even a 4th base being built by a hero. He is getting so far ahead in the game.
Yeah, that Zealot looks like it killed all the SCVs that didn't run away. There's no mining at the 3rd base for Innovation. He might even just pull his SCVs and go for the attack, because to wait any longer would be a mistake.
I mean, army size is one thing, but if your opponent has 3 Colossi and you're not even prepared for that with anything, then you're falling farther and farther behind. It's just all about how much meat shell does he have in the front, how much is there to block, and the storm zoning him out. Oh my god.
Beautiful
that is
storms
disgusting.
Here.
So much damage done.
GG. Innovation 0-1. Hero takes his very first map against the Terran Titan and is now 1 game away in a consolation match. Very
vulnerable Terran Titan right now. I can't believe this is happening. Innovation would be one of the last players that I expected to fall to Code B.
It's just that he's playing its only Protosses. He only has 1 match to prepare for, and it's a matchup that he's done historically well in the past.
Yeah, and he didn't win a single map yet. That is a little bit unexpected. I mean, it's one thing to lose against your opponents. This is not an easy group. This is a group where we have a lot of very strong players. But I expected him to, well, to win a few maps. If not, yeah, they are the best of 3s themselves, and I didn't see him in the losers match in the first place, but right now he lost his 3rd map in a row against Protoss, and he is struggling a lot, and Heavy Rain is actually his map choice.
Yep, he picks Heavy Rain against a Protoss. Brave choice. He's 1 game away from being knocked down to Code B. Guys, that's crazy to think about this. Innovation, a player who did so well last year. It was like his year. And he's not having the best day today. It's not over yet. He can still get out of this group, but it's not looking his way, and Hero looks ready to go. Great game number 1 that we saw on Frost out of him. Just total control of the game constantly.
He had great storms in that game.
Really good blink control as well.
His opponent out, so it was very well played by him. And well, let's see what Innovation can do on map number 2. He really needs to turn things around if he doesn't want to drop out. It would be a little bit disappointing for Terran. It's incredibly disappointing, to be honest. Innovation going up against Zero on map number 2. Heavy